In the dynamic world of project management, uncertainty is a constant companion. Projects, by their very nature, involve venturing into the unknown, where unforeseen challenges and unexpected events can emerge at any moment. Project risk management is the art and science of identifying, assessing, and mitigating these potential threats to project success. It is a proactive approach to navigating the uncertainties inherent in projects, empowering project managers to anticipate and address potential problems before they escalate into major setbacks. Effective risk management is not about eliminating risks altogether, which is often an impossible feat. Instead, it's about understanding the risks, evaluating their potential impact, and developing strategies to minimize their negative consequences. By embracing risk management as an integral part of the project lifecycle, project managers can significantly enhance the likelihood of achieving project objectives within the defined constraints of time, budget, and scope. Imagine a construction project where the team fails to consider the risk of adverse weather conditions. As the project progresses, unexpected heavy rainfall disrupts the construction schedule, leading to delays and cost overruns. This scenario highlights the importance of proactive risk management in anticipating potential challenges and developing contingency plans to mitigate their impact. In essence, project risk management is about being prepared for the unexpected. It's about understanding that projects rarely unfold exactly as planned and having the foresight to anticipate potential deviations from the intended course. By embracing risk management, project managers can navigate the uncertainties of projects with greater confidence, ensuring smoother project execution and increasing the probability of successful project outcomes. Risk identification is the crucial first step in the project risk management process. It involves systematically uncovering potential threats that could negatively impact the project's objectives. These threats can stem from various sources, including internal factors related to the project team, external factors related to the project environment, and technical factors related to the project's technology or design. Effective risk identification requires a collaborative approach, drawing upon the expertise and perspectives of various stakeholders. Brainstorming sessions, interviews with subject matter experts, and reviews of historical data from similar projects can all contribute valuable insights into potential risks. The goal is to cast a wide net, exploring all possible avenues where risks might lurk, and compiling a comprehensive list of potential threats. Consider a software development project where the team is tasked with creating a new mobile application. During the risk identification phase, the team might identify potential risks such as changes in user requirements, delays in third-party software integration, and cybersecurity vulnerabilities. By proactively identifying these risks, the team can begin to formulate strategies to address them before they escalate into major problems. The output of the risk identification process is a risk register, a centralized document that serves as a repository for all identified risks. The risk register typically includes details such as the risk description, the potential impact of the risk, the likelihood of the risk occurring, and the source of the risk. This document becomes a valuable tool for tracking and managing risks throughout the project lifecycle. Once potential risks have been identified, the next step is to assess their potential impact and likelihood. Risk assessment involves evaluating the severity of the consequences if the risk were to materialize and the probability of the risk actually occurring. This process provides a structured framework for prioritizing risks and focusing mitigation efforts on the most significant threats. The impact of a risk refers to the potential negative consequences it could have on the project's objectives. This could include cost overruns, schedule delays, compromised quality, damage to reputation, or even project failure. The likelihood of a risk refers to the probability of the risk actually happening. Risks with a high likelihood of occurrence require more immediate attention than risks with a low likelihood. A common approach to risk assessment is to use a risk matrix, a visual tool that maps the likelihood and impact of risks on a grid. Risks are categorized based on their combined likelihood and impact scores, allowing project managers to prioritize risks based on their overall severity. For example, a risk with a high impact and a high likelihood would be considered a critical risk, demanding immediate attention. Imagine a manufacturing project facing the risk of supply chain disruptions. The team might assess this risk as having a high impact as disruptions could lead to significant production delays and cost overruns. However, if the team has established strong relationships with reliable suppliers, the likelihood of this risk might be assessed as low. In this case, the team would still develop mitigation strategies, but the urgency might be lower compared to a risk with a high likelihood. With a comprehensive understanding of the potential impact and likelihood of each identified risk, the next step is to prioritize them. Risk prioritization involves ranking risks based on their overall severity, allowing project managers to focus their mitigation efforts on the most significant threats to project success. This ensures that resources are allocated efficiently and that the most critical risks receive the attention they deserve. Prioritization can be achieved using various methods, including the risk matrix mentioned earlier. Risks with a high combined score of likelihood and impact are naturally prioritized higher than risks with lower scores. Other prioritization techniques include expert judgment, where experienced stakeholders provide their insights on the relative importance of different risks, and Pareto analysis, which focuses on the vital few risks that contribute to the majority of the potential negative impact. Consider a marketing campaign facing the risks of negative public perception and competitor retaliation. While both risks could damage the campaign's success, negative public perception might be deemed a higher priority due to its potential to severely impact brand reputation and customer trust. Competitor retaliation, while still a concern, might be considered a lower priority if the team has developed robust counter strategies. Prioritizing risks is not a static process. As the project progresses and circumstances change, the relative importance of different risks can shift. Regular reviews of the risk register and adjustments to the prioritization of risks ensure that the project team remains focused on the most significant threats throughout the project lifecycle. Risk mitigation is the proactive process of developing and implementing strategies to minimize the negative impact of identified risks. It involves taking concrete actions to reduce the likelihood of the risk occurring or to lessen its impact if it does occur. The goal of risk mitigation is to bring risks down to an acceptable level, ensuring that the project can proceed with a manageable level of uncertainty. Mitigation strategies can take various forms, depending on the nature of the risk and the specific project context. Some common mitigation approaches include risk avoidance, where the project team takes steps to eliminate the risk altogether. Risk transference, where the responsibility for managing the risk is shifted to a third party. Risk mitigation, where actions are taken to reduce the likelihood or impact of the risk. And risk acceptance, where the team acknowledges the risk but chooses not to take any immediate action. For example, imagine a construction project facing the risk of material cost fluctuations. The team might choose to mitigate this risk by securing fixed-price contracts with suppliers, effectively transferring the risk of price increases to the supplier. Alternatively, the team could choose to accept the risk, acknowledging the possibility of price fluctuations, but deciding to absorb the potential cost increases within the project budget. The choice of mitigation strategies should be based on a careful analysis of the risk, its potential impact, the cost of implementing the mitigation measures, and the overall project constraints. The effectiveness of mitigation strategies should be continuously monitored and adjusted as needed throughout the project lifecycle. Risk management is not a one-time activity, but an ongoing process that requires continuous monitoring and control throughout the project lifecycle. Risk monitoring involves tracking the identified risks, observing any changes in their likelihood or impact, and evaluating the effectiveness of the implemented mitigation strategies. Risk control involves taking corrective actions to address risks that materialize or to adjust mitigation strategies that prove ineffective. Regular risk reviews are essential for effective monitoring and control. These reviews provide a forum for the project team to discuss the status of identified risks, assess any new risks that may have emerged, and evaluate the performance of the implemented mitigation plans. The frequency of risk reviews should be determined based on the project's complexity and the dynamic nature of the risks involved. Consider, for instance, a software development project facing the risk of technology obsolescence. As the project progresses, the team might monitor the emergence of new technologies and assess their potential impact on the project's chosen technology stack. If a new technology threatens to render the project's technology obsolete, the team might need to take corrective actions, such as revising the project plan to incorporate the new technology or reevaluating the choice of technology altogether. Effective risk monitoring and control require clear communication channels and a collaborative approach among project stakeholders. Regular updates on the status of risks, prompt reporting of any risk triggers, and open discussions about necessary adjustments to mitigation strategies are crucial for maintaining control over project risks throughout the project lifecycle. While risk mitigation focuses on minimizing the likelihood or impact of identified risks, contingency planning prepares for the possibility that these risks might still materialize despite the implemented mitigation efforts. Contingency plans are predefined actions that will be taken if a specific risk event occurs, providing a structured response to unexpected events and minimizing their disruptive impact on the project. These plans should be developed for high-impact risks, where the consequences of the risk materializing could significantly jeopardize the project's success. They outline the specific actions that will be taken, the resources that will be required, and the individuals responsible for executing the plan. The goal is to provide a clear roadmap for responding to unexpected events, minimizing confusion, and enabling swift action. Imagine a construction project facing the risk of severe weather conditions. The contingency plan for this risk might involve securing alternative construction sites, procuring weather-resistant materials, and adjusting the project schedule to accommodate potential weather-related delays. By having a predefined plan in place, the team can respond quickly and effectively if severe weather disrupts the project. Contingency plans should be reviewed and updated regularly, ensuring they remain relevant and aligned with the evolving project context. The effectiveness of contingency plans should also be evaluated during risk reviews, allowing the team to identify any gaps or weaknesses and make necessary adjustments to improve their preparedness for unexpected events. Effective communication is paramount in project risk management. Stakeholders need to be informed about the identified risks, the implemented mitigation strategies, the status of contingency plans, and any changes in the risk landscape. Transparent communication fosters trust, promotes collaboration, and ensures that all stakeholders are aware of the potential challenges facing the project. Regular communication about project risks can take various forms, including risk reports, presentations during project meetings, and dedicated communication channels for discussing risk-related matters. The frequency and format of communication should be tailored to the needs of the stakeholders and the specific project context. Consider a software development project where the team has identified the risk of cybersecurity vulnerabilities. The team should communicate this risk to the project sponsor, highlighting the potential impact on data security and brand reputation. The team should also outline the implemented mitigation strategies, such as security audits and penetration testing, and provide regular updates on the effectiveness of these measures. Transparent communication about project risks allows stakeholders to make informed decisions, provide valuable input, and contribute to the successful management of project risks. Open dialogue and proactive communication foster a shared understanding of the challenges and opportunities associated with project risks, creating a more collaborative and informed project environment. Project risk management is not only about addressing risks in the current project, but also about capturing valuable lessons learned for future projects. By documenting the identified risks, the implemented mitigation strategies, the effectiveness of these strategies, and any unexpected challenges encountered, project teams can build a knowledge base that informs and improves risk management practices in subsequent projects. Lessons learned sessions, conducted at the end of the project or at key milestones, provide a valuable forum for reflecting on the risk management process. These sessions allow the team to identify what worked well, what could have been done better, and any insights that can be applied to future projects. The documented lessons learned become a valuable asset for the organization, contributing to a continuous improvement cycle in project risk management. Imagine a construction project where the team encountered unexpected delays due to permitting issues. During the lessons learned session, the team might identify that the risk of permitting delays was not adequately assessed during the initial risk identification phase. This insight could lead to improved risk identification practices in future projects, ensuring that permitting-related risks are given due consideration. Capturing lessons learned in a structured and accessible format ensures that valuable knowledge is not lost, but is instead leveraged to enhance the organization's risk management capabilities. This continuous learning process contributes to a more proactive and effective approach to risk management, leading to smoother project execution and improved project outcomes in future endeavors. Project risk management is not a standalone activity, but an integral part of the project management process. It should be embedded into the project lifecycle, from the initial planning stages through execution and closure. By embracing risk management as an ongoing and iterative process, project managers can navigate the uncertainties inherent in projects with greater confidence, enhancing the likelihood of achieving project objectives within the defined constraints. Effective risk management requires a collaborative approach, drawing upon the expertise and perspectives of various stakeholders. Open communication, transparent reporting, and regular risk reviews foster a shared understanding of the challenges and opportunities associated with project risks, creating a more informed and proactive project environment. By proactively identifying, assessing, prioritizing, and mitigating risks, project teams can minimize their negative impact and maximize the probability of project success. Contingency planning provides a safety net for unexpected events, ensuring that the project can adapt to unforeseen circumstances. Capturing lessons learned from past projects contributes to a continuous improvement cycle, enhancing the organization's risk management capabilities over time. In essence, project risk management is about embracing uncertainty, not fearing it. It's about understanding that projects rarely unfold exactly as planned and having the foresight to anticipate potential deviations from the intended course. By integrating risk management into the very fabric of project management, organizations can navigate the complexities of projects with greater resilience, achieving successful outcomes and driving continuous improvement in their project delivery capabilities.